It's a milestone night at TD Garden.
Charlie Coyle playing some great hockey. Oh, Charlie Coyle, a power play goal. It's Charlie Coyle. He's got two tonight.
Charlie Coyle to Pastrnak to Coyle.
His first career hat trick. Throw your chapeau. And the Garden will rise. Charlie Coyle with his first career hat trick tonight to break the game open in the third period.
Who would have written this script?
All right, Doobie, here we go again. Here we go again. Coaches out, trainers out, players only in. We got Charlie Coyle playing some great hockey, courtesy of Andy Brickley from the show last night. What's up, man? How you feeling today after a milestone night for you?
Yeah, it feels good. It's good to see you guys on here. I love tuning on and watching you guys do your thing. So appreciate you having me. But we had a special night. We had a big win. That one feels good.
I'm not going to lie, Charlie. It sounds like that Boston accent from when I played with you in Mini. Sounds like it's come back a little stronger than it was last time I played with you.
It's growing. Every time I go home for the summer, it'd come back, and now I'm full time in Boston. It's not doing me any favors with that. So I love it. I love it. It's good to have it back.
We're gonna do the whole players only like we're in a Dunkin' Donuts commercial, all right? Just me and you. We'll kick Dewey to the curb. He won't even know what we're saying half the time. Listen, again, thanks for coming on. Let's get into it. I wanna talk to you about a number of things, but I actually got a call. I got to call him back. Brian McDonough called me today, and he's been Charlie's trainer forever, but he was my trainer for over a decade. And I just wanted to give him some props, shout him out. Are you still working with him? I know your sister Jess is there working. Is she still there as well?
Jess is still there. Good old EPS down in Foxborough. It's the best place to be, as you know, Brian. We've been there for years and years, and Brian is the best guy in the world, and we owe a lot to him for our careers and how we were able to withstand the grinds of the NHL season over and over again. Brian's the real deal, and I know you love him. I love him. He's been so good for us.
Is that your off-ice trainer? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Summertime.
I remember you telling me stories about training with Gronk. What was that like?
Oh. Yeah, a little bit. We'd see some of the Patriots in there, so we'd see those guys every now and then. They usually work out before us, but it makes you feel very small being being yourself next to Gronk and these guys and how big they are and the weight they're putting up. It's like, holy cow, But they make us work harder, that's for sure.
We come in, they'd be finishing, like doing their conditioning, and the whole gym shaking because you got like David Andrews running 300-yard shuttles and all the linemen running, and they're fast.
Insane.
They're so fast. And I remember once Dietrich Wise was like, "Hey, buddy, can you spot me?" And it was his first set, and he's like throwing up 275 on the bench. I'm like, buddy,
I can't help you if you're going to drop this.
I don't know what I'm going to. Yeah, I don't know. We got to get a couple more guys, but then when they'd stick around and watch us, and they'd come up to us, and be like, "You guys are crazy. These workouts are crazy." And we're like, "What are you talking about?"
Not even close. Not even close. They're nice guys. Yeah.
Listen, big changes in your life. We understand you are recently a father.
Yeah.
How's that been going on?
It's been good. We have our little daughter, Lilia, at home, and my wife's been so great with her, and she's kind of taken over the night shift, which has been huge. The first couple of weeks, as you guys know, were pretty crazy being up, so many hours in the night, and I'm like, oh gosh, is this how it's always going to be here? But she's sleeping pretty well. My wife's been a rock star, and I owe a lot to her for letting me get my sleep. And so we've gotten accustomed to it, but it's so cool. It's such a cool feeling. And you come home for the rink and you're excited to come home even more to have someone else there supporting you and loving you, and you get to love on her. It's so rewarding.
Yeah, so you start with one dog and then two dogs.
Oh, the dog on Instagram.
And then the baby. I saw the dogs before. I think we got a video of you stick handling around the golden retrievers. I got one myself. It sort of prepares you for fatherhood, but not quite.
Yeah, it's like a step. It's a step up, but it's nothing like that. But you can only get so many dogs
Look at these guys.
Start having kids. So 2 was the cutoff, so I guess it's humans now from now on, I guess.
humans for now.
Oh, that is
slightly
horrible.
more responsibility. I was saying earlier how it's the craziest thing when you wake up right after you have that first kid, and you have a nap because you're exhausted, and you wake up and you realize there is a human being in your house that you are now responsible for. It's a bit of a shock to the system.
We're getting used to that aspect, but it's, you know what, it's all for a good cause. We love her. We're loving life.
It's awesome.
And like I said, my wife's been so great.
So, Charlie, I'd like to say you're one of the better two-way players. Is that how you learned to play such good defense? You chase around, I don't know if it was your dad or some older kids, and then at the end you got a treat like you did with your dogs? Is that just a tried and true recipe?
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's why I learned to be such a good dog dad too. I was doing it myself on the other end. Yeah, no, that's how my dad always taught me to play, and that's how I was brought up to play. And then you play with a guy like Patrice Bergeron, that can only help you kind of solidify playing that way. So you try to be better and better at it, but yeah, chasing those dogs around can only help your cause too. So I'm gonna keep that going.
Well, you're always a guy that we wanted on the ice, playing the right way when we were in mini. When the trade happened to Boston, I know I've been traded a couple times. A lot of emotions going on. Obviously, you were in mini for a long time. You had roots there. You had friends, and I believe your wife's from there as well. When you get traded, obviously there's a little bit of a shock. But what were the emotions when you found out it was Boston where you were going?
It was nuts. It was so crazy. I remember, I think we had a trip to New York that day coming from Mini, and I remember just being told not to go on the plane, but I wasn't able to be told where I was going. So it was it was up in the air for a few hours. It was a really weird feeling. And then finally, I'm refreshing Twitter and I'm on the NHL Network, seeing if anything. I'm telling my buddies, friends, agents to someone give me something. And then finally here it was Boston. It was, I mean, there's no better place to go. I love Minnesota. I loved everything about it. Met my wife, had some great relationships with people, teammates. I love life out there, but if there was one place to be traded to, it would be Boston. So I was pretty happy. My wife wasn't as happy. She's from Minnesota. She didn't want to leave. She had some mixed emotions, but she's learned to love Boston now. And of course I do, playing there, playing at home, seeing family, going home on Sunday afternoons to family dinners. Like you just can't beat it. And so I'm just enjoying my time. You never know when it's going to end. So you don't take a day for granted here.
Yeah. I remember, you're such a good teammate, and I remember it was upsetting knowing that you were going, but we were all, as soon as we found out it was Boston, we were all super happy for you.
Did you have to change your phone number or what?
It's been, it was pretty hectic at first. Even after a night like last night, but you know what? I love it. I love having support and people around. There was a couple interesting people who still have my number back from high school days who texted me for tickets, and not only have 2, and I have to kind of tell them off a bit, but that's kind of winding down, and it's just awesome to have the support from people and even new people from around town. There's nothing like playing at home, especially for Boston. It's been so special.
Well, you've always been a giver in the community, and you've understood your role as just as a person in the city that you played in. You have a humble attitude about yourself. We have a video here, and I remember you and I kind of chatted about it via text. Can you kind of talk us through the connection you have here and what this meant? Because this was a really moving sort of clip we saw, and people might not understand the whole story.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, Brian, it's a very special night. I think everyone gets pretty geared up for that. We're all affected one way or another, and so I think it kind of brings everyone together on that given night. It feels like everyone in the building is just it's a big bond. So that particular fan is Hannah Carpenter, and I've gotten to know her over the last couple of years and kind of known her story and what she's been through. And she's been through some tough things, and the passing of her mother, who got her involved in being a big Bruins fan, and that was their bond that they shared. I knew Hannah was going to be at the game. She had talked about it and kind of gearing up. It was her first time at Hockey Fights Cancer game without her mom with her. So I just encouraged her, and it seemed like she was gonna work up the courage herself. But it was awesome to see her there. I usually warm up there. I didn't know she was gonna be there at that time, but kind of looking and seeing that was her, I thought it'd be a good gesture, and I'm just so glad it worked out the way she did, or the way it did. And I know she had a good night, and I've seen her a couple times since that, and just smile from ear to ear. And I know her mom's looking down on her, and so happy and proud of her for going. And she's making the round. She's making it a point to bring her mom's jersey that she wore every game and going to every NHL arena to watch us play.
Oh, wow.
And I think that's going to be a very special thing. And she's carrying her mom with her every step of the way.
Yeah, she is at every single charity event, or in the summertime, she comes and she pops up and gets to see the pros skate. And we all know Hannah from seeing her at the rinks with her camera. She's super sweet. She's super nice. And I would bring my son sometimes as I got older, and didn't have to worry so much about him, because she would make sure and take care of him and watch him. And it was just, I mean, you did the right thing. I teared up when I saw that too, Charlie. It was, it touched a lot of people. And that's just kind of the guy you are. You're just thinking of other people and warm-ups before an NHL game, which I loved. I remember reaching out to you about that. But switching,
such a genuine, when you see so genuine her reaction, which makes the entire thing as good as it is. When it's not a made-up thing. That was an absolute genuine reaction. So it's so good to see.
Switching gears, though, I want to ask you about just kind of your hockey journey coming up. I know you played for the South Shore Kings. You were at Thayer for a little bit. Just talk about that whole time in your life where you were developing. And because I remember I was a few years older than Charlie, but I had heard about him and I got to watch him and then eventually train with him. What was that like for you coming up through the ranks of Mass hockey?
Well, I remember when I was younger, I of course played with one of your younger brothers, Timmy, and was best friends with your cousin Pat. And we used to go watch you play at St. Seb's. I remember going to see you there, going to BC games, even though I was, more BU guy. But I've been following you forever, Brian. I always looked up to you, still do. But coming up the ranks, I think I played every single league, from public school to prep school to juniors, everything, and it was nice doing that most of the time close to home in Boston, and just working on my game and developing. And I've had some pretty good coaches and play with some great guys along the way. And it's crazy to look back. And I mean, time is flying. I was drafted 2010, graduating high school, and it's crazy that it's already year, I think 12 for me in the league. But you miss those days where you're playing hockey, you're having fun, not really knowing what the future is holding, but just trying to work as hard as you can and learn every step of the way. And things work out. You guys know whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. And it's been a great ride, and I'm just so happy to be at home, still doing it, still doing playing the sport that I love.
Well, we love watching you play. We got a little segment here we've been doing on the Players Only called What Were You Thinking? So we're going to show you some pictures or video, and you got to tell us what you were thinking at that time. So let's see what our first one is here on what you were thinking. What were you thinking? Sorry. Oh, Bobby Boucher.
Oh, my God.
That was definitely my wife's idea. I think when we started dating, I made her watch all the Adam Sandler movies. She had never seen them, and
that's a great Vicky Valancourt.
Great Vicky Valancourt.
She played the part pretty well for not really knowing who she is.
That's fantastic. You play.
Dude,
Bobby
you look
Boucher.
like him.
Well, yeah, the guy's built like a Greek god. He doesn't even need shoulder pads.
Yeah, that was a special one. That's that's not even a real bar, too. It's like a thing of rope that we put in, but we had to go to one bar, Bobby Boucher. I had the jersey already, so might as well take advantage of it.
I love that he had the jersey.
No clue why.
It's not even a Halloween costume, it's just a jersey.
The Bourbon Bowl. All right, next one. What do we got here? Oops.
Oh, boy. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Puck didn't go in. I don't know if is Is that a penalty shot?
I would.
That's.
I don't know.
I think that's one of my signature moves that I used to do, and it's great when it works. When it doesn't, it looks like that, and it's not too good.
Oh, she didn't miss by. It wasn't a terrible move. It was a good save by Varley. He's checking his neck though, because that's a big boy.
Yeah, he might be on the IR, but that's embarrassing falling over like that in front of so many people, especially at home. So
I think
probably
it was actually. You know what? He made a great save.
Do you apologize to him here?
Yeah, I think I did.
Definitely he did. Or Charlie Coyle, you definitely said sorry. You tried to jump over him, too. I would have just plowed right through.
Knee to the head. Yeah.
All right, next one we got coming up. This one's a little better than I remember this one, too.
Oh, boy. I don't even know if I remember this.
You don't remember this? All right, I'll run you through it. This was the year I got traded there. We were on a big run playing Ottawa. Andrew Hammond was the Hamburglar, and he was on his crazy run as well. And we was 2-2. We went to a shootout, and you made this move. I don't think we have the video. I wish we did. It was unreal. Your stick handling, and you almost it just explodes off your stick under the bar here. Doop. Just like nothing.
That's lucky. That's lucky.
No, we watched you do this in practice. Zip. And I remember this because you know that there's the big jumbotron outside of XL Energy Center. When you drive by, you get this huge jumbotron, and this clip was playing on there for years. So every time I went to the rink, I just see Charlie going under the bar on the Hamburger.
That's too nice. That never happened to you in practice, dude. You usually had that glove up. You knew what I was doing every time.
No, he was just closer to saving it than I ever was.
Glove up.
False. That's false.
All right.
Coming up. We got another one here. You remember this?
No, not a clue what that is.
Look in the background.
I got the grin on, so something good must have happened.
Look in the background, sort of.
Come on, decipher
this. You don't have.
Oh, is that in Boston? Yeah. Is that probably my only goal I scored at the Garden? Yeah. Okay. That took me like 7 years to finally get one.
How hard is it going in there as a visiting team and playing?
It stinks, honestly, and I remember my first game there, right off the bat, right off the opening face-off, I had like a partial breakaway. And I think I did that move from the last penalty shot, and it hit Tuuk's glove right here, went over the net. And I kicked myself if I ever scored that one right off the bat. But I think I had to wait 7 more years to score that one.
You remember
to finally get one.
You remember the outcome of that game?
Oh gosh, no! You have a better memory than I do.
I got the goalie memory. I can tell you every single goal that went in that game. 5-0.
He forgot last night.
I made sure you got the game winner.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I feel like we didn't usually beat those guys. So.
No, that was always tough sledding there. But I remember that one in the Garden, 5-0. You're not going to forget.
That never happens.
No, it doesn't.
No.
All right, last one here.
Yeah, I remember that. That's a good day. That's on good old Nantucket right there, Bri.
Yeah, I never got. I don't go to Nantucket. That was a fourth liner.
Yeah, right. I think you zoom in on my armpits, you can see the big sweat stain in there.
It's like me right now trying to host this segment.
Don't show my wife this picture. I proposed to her in an empty apartment in Edmonton.
I'm just glad she said yes, but that was a special day, and Nantucket's been a special place for us now, so we have to keep going back because she said yes. So,
it's all right, you can afford it.
All right, man. Well, we really appreciate you joining us. It's good to catch up. So proud of you for that hat trick last night, and hopefully lots more to come.
Keep it going. You guys are rolling. Love it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. It's been fun. It's a good start. Long ways to go, though, but it's great to talk to you guys, and glad everything's going well.
Thanks, Charlie. Buddy. Appreciate it, man.
All right, take care.